I was listening to some content on YouTube, and they started by expressing their worries about the debanking that's been going on. Only one platform, it seems, survives the debanking because they had to create their own bank. But everybody else, if you speak against the narrative, if you speak against the current thing, they immediately cut you off, shut you down, block you. So, tips from the audience, buy me a coffee, Patreon, and all those things are blocked. People are debanked. They can't make a living out of social media. You would say free speech is under attack, and I would say yes and no. Yes and no, because these are private, companies, right? And if the company doesn't like your content, they can block you. Um, and especially if they have to please the sponsors. The moment you accept the ads, you're selling your soul, right? Um, so they will only pay you, back if you respect their rules, right? So social media is not really in the public per se. It's subject to the wills and the whims of the private, I suppose. So is free speech under attack? No, I mean you can still talk about what you want, but you're not going to pay paid for it. And I think that's only normal and fair. I mean, the truth is not a popular thing anyway. So if it's not popular, it's not going to pay out, right? Anyway, I see this going. You see, people in charge, you could call them totalitarians or whatever, authoritarian. They are authoritarian. They are, the big fish in the pond. They have the power, and they can persuade, they can coerce, they can put pressure. You know, it's just life. That's how things are. Um, so eventually, the online space is going to be very, very strict and policed. Eventually, because what used to be in the newspapers and in the television is now out in your phone, right? And they won't stop until they completely control what's being fed to you. So I think eventually we're going to have to return to the you know, writing, anonymous books and stuff like that, and printing them in secret and just circulating them because um, it just repeats itself over and over again. The same dramas, the same bullshits, over and over again, every so and so years. There's an age of liberation, and people can breathe a little bit more, freely. But then oppression comes immediately. You know, they don't want people to be that much comfortable. Kind of threatens their power. You know.